Okay, so this is the soaking checklist. When I erased it earlier, the date that was filled out was 2 months ago, so it has fallen out previously, and I know that a lot of people have this memorized and they feel like they might not necessarily need to look at it every day, but we are looking to be accountable with our food quantities and fulfilling, our menu for our customers, and this relates directly to that. So at the end of every shift, if you guys could just fill it out, date and initial it, that would be super helpful. And then the people that come in the next day have all these items available. They don't potentially have to wait for sunflower seeds to soak or Irish moss to soak, because those two can be particularly have a long soaking process. So.
Yeah, and one of the things that one of the things that we're dealing with is that a lot of times people are saying that, oh, we don't have the item ready, so therefore we can't make this thing, and so therefore we're out of it for the day. And I've been hearing a lot as a conversation around the community at Kansas City is that Cafe Gratitude doesn't have the food on their menu. And so that's a larger conversation that we're trying to end and get rid of the reason called, oh, it wasn't soaked and it wasn't ready. And so getting this soaking checklist in place will help deal with that. So that's one. And the second one is?
The Vitamix. So we recently had issue with a few Vitamixes going out. They are pretty costly and it's a delicate machine, but after talking to a technician and reviewing the manual, a few things to note. The newer models have this little blue button that you have to turn on that sometimes I forget. So you have your on and your velocity, and then this increases the velocity gradually. This is a jump. If it's running at a lower speed, the engine is working harder and the fan inside is spinning slower. If it's spinning at a higher speed, then the fan inside is spinning proportionally to the speed at which the motor is going, so it is cooling itself more efficiently. The way you can tell if your Vitamix is getting hot is over on these guys. I believe it's, yes, left side. There's a grill, which you can see right here. And this is exhaust for the machine. If the air coming out of here when you're running it, you can just kind of rest your hand next to it. If that air is hot, then the machine is running too hot. And the way that you deal with that is by taking the blender off and then running it on high. And when you do that, you can feel the air exhaust really pick up and it start to cool itself. The machine naturally will turn itself off if it gets too hot, so if it gets to that point, please quit using that Vitamix and give it an extended break. But to prevent it from ever getting to that point, you can just simply feel the exhaust. And another thing to note is to not let it rest in lower, at a lower setting. Because when it is in its lower setting, that's what causes them to overheat. So just make sure that you are spinning it up to its higher settings at an appropriate speed. The other thing to note is when you are blending something, sometimes it can be a little unruly inside the blender. Things might be sticking and it'll create an air pocket, and then the blade will just kind of be turning. Some people deal with that by shaking the blender, and I would prefer that we avoid doing that and just remove the lid, stir it around with the spatula. We have the shorter spatulas so that if you have it right, it won't be in danger of touching the blade. So just be patient with it and don't shake them around, preferably. Thank you.